This video is going to be a film study look at Giants rookie wide receiver Jalin Hyatt in preparation for the team's Monday Night Football game against the Packers. Simply put, Jalin Hyatt has not produced anywhere near the same level of consistency in terms of numbers, catches, or output. If you were to compare him to 5, 6, or 7 other rookie wide receivers in the 2023 draft class, most clearly Zay Flowers, Jaden Reed, Rashee Rice, Jordan Addison, all those guys have been consistent performers for their teams across weeks. And if you look at Jalin Hyatt's stats, there's weeks there where there's gaps. There's no contribution. 1 catch, 7 yards. Sometimes no catches on 0 targets. Certain receivers, Tank Dell, Addison, they've got 7 touchdowns apiece. Hyatt, the third-round pick out of Tennessee, somewhat criticized or controversial in terms of how he was evaluated coming out of college. He only has 17 catches so far. No touchdowns. He is averaging 19.4 yards per catch, though. He's a guy that I looked at in the draft last year, potentially coming to the Ravens. I'm a Ravens fan, Ravens content creator. And his yards per catch sticks out. So I went and I grabbed probably 50 plays where he was either targeted, had catches, or third downs where I knew he played a lot of snaps. Some games, when you go to grab the play-by-play, it doesn't tell you who's on the field. So you're looking at third downs. I'm thinking, all right, well, I want to get plays where he is on the field. And one thing I did find is he made a number of plays on third downs, which you'll see in this video. Additionally, for his yards per catch, let's get back to that one more time. Only 2 other rookies, Michael Wilson and Marvin Mims, even approach his yards per catch. I'm talking about guys who caught 10 passes or more that are rookies. Wilson and Marvin Mims, I think, Tank Dell as well, I should say, they're between 15.1 and 16.6 yards per catch. Hyatt's at 19.4. Personally, I'd like to see him get more targets. If you're a Giants fan and you've watched every game like I have not, admittedly, grabbed about 50 plays where he was targeted or third downs where I knew he played a lot to see what he can do. I'd like to see him get the ball more on short passes, get the football in his hands. The guy makes plays, great body control. I think clean catcher of the football, at least the film that I have. Giants are only averaging a little over 13 points per game in 2023, coming into the Monday Night Football game. They're 4-8 without Daniel Jones. Passing offense has only exceeded 200 yards one time in the last 5 games. Hyatt's coming off his best performance from a production standpoint. 5 catches, 109 yards, Week 12 against the Patriots. He's hit on a number of big plays down the field that I'll show you here, scattered among 3 other games where he had pretty much no impact. He's not had a consistent role. It's been a disappointing season for the Giants overall. Watching some of the film, to me, he looks like the most talented guy on the field at times when you compare how the guys run routes to each other. He's generally going to be lined up as the X receiver, opposite the formation, meaning away from the tight end or away from trips. I'd like to see him stretched in terms of opportunities, to be honest with you. In where he lines up and the types of routes that he runs. Perhaps the Patriots game was the beginning of that. This is a deep over route against cover 3 by the Patriots in Week 12. You can see he's navigating multiple defenders to try to snake over to the side of the field, vertical release to the top side, just an over Yankee concept, whatever people want to call it. He's got the perfect speed to be able to get to that side of the field, originating from the other side. It's a long way to go if you're lined up down here near the top of the numbers at the snap and you're trying to get to the other side below the bottom of the numbers. Tommy DeVito finds him quick, 29 yards, right sideline. A beautiful catcher of the football in the film that I'm going to show you here. Second possession, same game. Also, this is going to be a Tampa 2 look. Outside release down at the bottom side of the field. DeVito finds him fast. Again, he's the X receiver, typically opposite the formation. In this case, he had a receiver to his side. I think it's Wandale Robinson, but I might be wrong. Motion across the field by 17. Outside release from Hyatt. Look, this is full extension catch above his head along the sideline. I'd love to see him be used to attack the Packers down the field more on Monday Night Football, give them a chance to stretch their secondary. Getting back to the point about the Patriots game and the pass game overall recently. The Giants had 162 passing yards in this game. Hyatt had 109 of them. Get him the ball more. Or at least find out how far he can be stretched. Find out what he can do. I mean, maybe, again, if you're a Giants fan and you've watched every snap, I have not. during the season. Feel free to let me know if there's just as many horrible examples as the good ones that I'm showing you. But in the 50 plays that I had on film, I didn't see anything that stuck out and looked like a guy who can't catch the football well. Third quarter, same game. 3rd and 16. Hyatt is at the bottom of the screen. Another version of cover 3 here. Now, DeVito's got to kind of navigate the pocket a little bit. He's got to find room in there to launch this football. So, yeah, the ball could be thrown a little further out in front because he's got this guy beat if the ball's thrown further out in front. But, again, DeVito had to worry about moving around, get the opportunity just to throw the ball at all. Hyatt wins with the little outside hedge, faking a deeper out. Remember, it's 3rd and 16. Cornerback is looking at him, kind of in the backfield at the same time. Hyatt makes the catch, 41 yards. And again, a great job of getting that second foot in bounds. When I first saw this one, end zone angle here, same play. When I first saw this one, I had to watch it multiple times to confirm for myself that he did get that second foot in bounds. Great body control to kind of contort, get it down. Certainly looks like his foot's not going to get in bounds, but then it does. I think this could be a big moment for him and the Giants. Find out who can play. They should be looking forward to 2024 at this point. I know you're always going to try to win football games in the NFL, but for me, just looking at it from the outside, this looks like a tremendous opportunity to get this guy the ball 6 or 8 times in a game and see how far he can be stretched. All right, moving backwards a little bit, Week 7 against Washington, this time against man. Again, it's a 3rd down, and I saw a number of 3rd down opportunities to get him to football. Tyrod Taylor's in here at quarterback. He's going to drop this one out in front. I think Tyrod Taylor knows exactly where he's going with this football once he confirms that it's man. He looks in the middle of the field. It's a beautiful sliding catch by Hyatt for 33 yards. Again, it's a 3rd and 16. This is first possession. To me, it seems like in some of the film I've watched, his wins, his really clean wins, are early on when the speed is kind of catching people, DBs, by surprise. He's won enough of these in terms of being available for me to say, like, let's get into football. If I was involved or if I was a Giants content creator, I'd be saying, like, let's get into football. And I have no idea what Giants media, Giants content creators are saying. They may be saying something drastically different than me. He's won enough of these situations. Now, can he do it against, the highest level corners on the outside? Are his hands reliable in the red zone? Can he win some of the jump balls like the one, like I'll show you at the end? Can he win them in the end zone? Can he be used on a more diverse route tree? I do think the answer to that last question is yes. But the answer to all of those questions can really only be answered if you get him concretely, if you get him more opportunities. And he doesn't have targets so far. I think 28 targets, 17 catches. Giants fans, again, you may have a different opinion than me. Feel free to let me know in the comment section. Same game, 4th quarter. Kind of like a little stutter go. 2nd and 9 down here, off coverage by the corner. Ball floats maybe a little closer to the sideline than how its route will call for. I mean, to me, throw the ball out in front if you can. If you can get it out there, it's potentially a touchdown. You can see the clean win that he's got here, forcing the corner to hesitate on that little stutter. Taylor gets rid of the ball out in front. Awesome catch, if you ask me, 42 yards. Another clean catch, like I said, where he's got to kind of contort his body, control his body while getting the feet in bounds. I think it's beautiful stuff. Hasn't been enough of it in 2023 for anybody's money. Certainly Giants fans, want more. Was he worth a 3rd-round pick? Of course. Is he worth a 2nd-round pick? Probably. The potential that's there, you want to see more production. I see a guy who's catching the football clean, playing through contact at times, capable of doing more than he has so far. Week 2, this one's for 58 yards, middle of the field. Big arm by Daniel Jones. Still, you can't overthrow this guy. I do have a lot of film of the Cardinals giving up big plays, number one. But where I like Jalin Hyatt is backside of the formation, into the boundary, meaning you've got 2 safeties, and in this case, one of them is spun down. This right here is a recipe for disaster with someone with this kind of speed. Yes, you're going to end up with 2 or 3 from the other side running something like this, and this safety can help handle it. Putting an athlete, a speed demon, a guy who can blaze like he can, to that side means that boundary side safety has got to at least devote some attention to him, because this is smoked. Like, this is absolute real clean win that you just don't see. I mean, it's over already. 20 hasn't even turned to go. The backside of a 3-by-1 formation, if you can put a guy out there who can do these things, force the boundary side safety or the away side safety to have to deal with him, devote some attention to him. Look, outside corners in the NFL are unbelievable in terms of their athleticism, their intelligence, and ability to adjust. This guy can win against, in terms of his speed, against any of them. There's some good young talent on this team. Wan'Dale Robinson, foremost for me. Saw him make plays last year when the Ravens came to New York and lost in Week 6. Paris Campbell isn't a young guy. He did have 60-plus catches for the Colts in 2022. I think he's 26 years old. Hyatt just turned 22 in terms of he just turned 22 in the beginning of the season, in September. Last one I'll show you. Brilliant jumping catch for 31 yards in the same game, by the way. He gets up to snag the football. I think the football's there a little bit late. I think it's slightly late. Like I said, gain of 31 on a 1st and 10. You can see motion bringing another player to the area. When he gets this kind of space, he's going to be able to create routes anywhere that the Giants want him to, anywhere the offense calls for it. How much read routes do they do? How many choice routes do they do with Jalin Hyatt? I have no idea. To me, it looks like all the physical skills are there. I only know the film, for whatever that's worth. That's all my evaluation is. And what I saw, I thought looked good. I'd take him on my team, and I'm a Ravens fan, and we've got a really nice receiver group this year. I'd take him on my team. You feel free, if you're a Giants fan, to let me know, where you think I'm off or over-exaggerating it a little bit. Only 17 catches this year clearly is not a great first season. If he was to only get another 4 or 5 catches, and you only get 20, 22 catches out of him as a rookie, you'll want more. Absolutely. The skills, the athleticism, the body control, the strength to play through contact. To me, it looks like it's all there. I got no idea what goes on in practice. I got no idea what press conferences say. This is a player who interests me and someone who caught my eye last year playing for Tennessee. And all the draft talk about him I thought was, in some ways, it almost seemed mean-spirited. He was 21 at the time, by the way. He was 21 years old going through the draft. It seemed interesting to me that so many people were willing to say he was a finished product, and this is all he'll ever be in terms of what he did for Tennessee last year. And certainly through 12 games as a rookie, those people would probably say they were right. It's a long game, and he's 22 years old, and I think there's a lot of ability there that someone, hopefully the Giants, can get a lot out of sooner rather than later. Appreciate you guys' time, man. Let me know what you think of the film study video of Jalin Hyatt here and the way the plays I chose to illustrate, I think, the talents that he has and the fact that the Giants can get more out of him starting on Monday night.